Hello everyone, and welcome to Love Inspiry space on the internet, where we talk everything marriage, relationships, love, and hope. All that good stuff, all that positivity. The goal of today's video is to talk about what unconditional love truly means, why you might not believe in unconditional love, and how to unconditionally love your significant other or future significant other. Stick around and let's talk love. Hello everyone, my name is Angie Rolle. I'm the founder of Love Inspiry, where our mission is to build more powerful, transparent, and durable relationships. And we do that by helping couples get and maintain a healthy relationship. And part of that is helping you overcome your relationship adversity and preparing you for longevity for a healthy relationship, because that's what we want over here, healthiness. And that's all we're about. This video is for you if you are not convinced unconditional love is real, or if you are having a problem looking past your significant other's flaws. So let's go get started.
Come on, please. Come on. Come on.
The first thing I want to talk about is why people don't believe in unconditional love. And I have to say that that is an us thing and not a worldly thing. It's our beliefs, based on our beliefs, our past, what we have experienced, what we saw growing up. And also, as you get older, it's your mindset. We nowadays go into relationships with the mindset that we can just up and leave when we want because we're not getting what we want. Our partner is not acting how we want them to act. And that is a no-no. That is sure to not get you to thinking positively and that you can truly unconditionally love somebody. You have to think positive in your relationship. And I know it sounds so cliche and so blah, but it's true. You have to go into your relationship with the hopes and the willingness to put in the effort that you will make it until death do you part. And to make it until death do you part, you have to unconditionally love. Again, to get there, start going into relationships with the proper mindset. So what is unconditional love? What does it truly mean? Now, of course, this is to me. This is not the gospel. It is not written in stone. It's just my professional and personal opinion based on my experience and what I have seen talking to individuals and couples that are trying to navigate their love life. And the first thing that I want to talk about is unconditional love is your ability to look past flaws. Not that you ignore them, but that you accept a person for who they are, what they do. You are loving beyond flaws. You are loving beyond mistakes, because that's the same energy that you want from a significant other, right? Because we all have flaws. We all have something that we want to be loved for and loved through. You know, I look at my husband and I'm like, I was not made for Joe Schmo. The things that I do and say sometimes, Joe Schmo could not tolerate it, but Nate Rolle could. And so that's a loving without condition, being able to love somebody beyond their mistakes, being able, when I say love beyond mistakes, I do not mean love beyond abuse, whether it be physical, especially physical, verbal, emotional, or mental abuse. And I don't mean to stay with habitual infidelity as well, because like my husband brought up in a previous video, even the Bible draws the line with adultery. So disclaimer, I'm not talking about that, and I know I disclaim that in every video pretty much because I want people to understand where I stand when it comes to abuse and habitual infidelity. But now back to our regularly scheduled program. To unconditionally love, you really need to be able to love a person beyond their flaws, beyond their fault. Also, to unconditionally love means to grow together and be able to respect each other's differences, because we're not going to be the same. We are going to have challenges where we question, what were you just thinking, or why did you even say that, or what happened? Those things are going to happen, but you learn to grow and adapt with your significant other to get to a place where you can work together in peace and have that unconditional love that you've been thriving for. I think the biggest mistake that we make as individuals is thinking that unconditional love means perfection. Perfection doesn't even exist in real life, so it's definitely not going to exist in our relationships. Unconditional love is not perfection. However, it is perseverance, it is passion, and it is having the patience to to endure through those small mistakes, through those mishaps, through those flaws that your significant other has. And when I speak of perseverance, I speak of affirming that no matter what, we are going to get through this. No matter how bad things may get,
of course, in the realm and in that scope of the disclaim.
No matter how bad things get, I am going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that we endure and that we get through it. I'm going to play my role. I'm going to do my part to make sure that we thrive in our relationship, to make sure that our relationship prospers. And then we have patience, where patience is being able to, for me, grow through the pains, grow through the growing pains together as a couple. You know, I think about my own personal relationship. My husband and I, we were 18 and 21. He was 21 and I was 18 when we got married. And obviously that was met with a lot of adversity. And obviously we are not the same individuals at 18 and 21 that we are at 32 and 36. It's just not the case. But we learn to grow with one another. We learn to accept that we need a little grace and mercy. So we have to show that. We had to learn and accept that we make mistakes and that's okay. But how we get through those mistakes is what's going to define our relationship in the end. We had to learn that we can get through this if we have patience with one another. We had to learn that we made this choice and this vow to love one another through sickness and health, through richer or for poor, and all the stuff that we said on that very, very great day. You know, because we were so young, the one thing that I do want to say when you are trying to unconditionally love a person and maintain and grow together is make sure that your values and your morals are aligned with one another. Obviously, because we were so young and we're so different now, the one thing that never changed was our morals. The one thing that never changed was our values, our integrity. It just heightened. It just got to a level where we truly, truly understand what it means. But our morals and our values is what we built in our foundation, or what we understood about each other. And that's what you have to do in your relationship. Use discernment and focus on somebody's values, focus on their morals, because that's how you will be able to unconditionally love, and that's how you will be able to endure through those tough times in your relationship. If you build on those morals and values, which is a great solid foundation, I promise you, when the storm comes, the house will not shake. And unconditional love is also having the passion, the determination, the will to truly, truly work through your issues, to love beyond those faults. You know, my husband has a sickness in his family that I knew about prior to us getting married, but I don't love him for his physical condition. I love him for who he is as a person, his integrity, his humbleness, and what he does for me as a provider and as a protector, as my husband, and for this family. If you lack passion in your relationship, you lack the desire to truly, truly unconditionally love somebody. Because think about it, when you have no desire to do something, your heart is not in it. You may half do it. You may not even truly, truly put your all into it. And the same thing happens with your relationship. And that's why people can't unconditionally love, because they lack passion, because they lack that affirmation of perseverance, and because we lack patience. You need all three of those things to unconditionally love somebody. Also, I want to touch on what people know unconditional love as no strings attached. So you're giving the best of you, your partner is giving the best of them, and you're not trying to one up them or keep tabs of who's doing what, when they're doing it, how they're doing it, and all that good stuff, because it doesn't matter. When you truly unconditionally love somebody, you are not looking for something in return. When you truly have an unconditional love relationship, you both are playing your part to make sure that you get to where you desire to be in your relationship. And that's until death do us part. With unconditional love, you just love. It's not a thought. It's not something that you have to think about or something that you necessarily prepare for. It's something that you do because you know that this is a person that is meant for you. That you know that this is the person that was designed for you. And me personally, I don't believe in prenups and all that stuff, because I believe that's a setup for saying, okay, if this person gets on my nerves, here's my way out. And like I said earlier, your mindset is everything. Stop going into relationships with the mindset that you can just get out when things aren't going the way that you want them to go, the way that you dreamed they were going to go when you were a little child. So we talked about what unconditional love is, and we talked about how to unconditionally love your partner. I just want to add on to make sure that you are using discernment and that you are choosing partners that are some people or somebody that you can build with, somebody that you can go the distance to. Too many times we're just jumping into a relationship with just anybody thinking that it's going to work, and it's not going to work with just anybody. I said on social media yesterday how everybody that comes to the cookout is not bringing their portion, is not going to bring their portion. And the same thing happens in your relationship. Everybody that presents themselves in front of you is not going to add value to your life. They're not going to bring you peace and joy and all that good stuff that we thrive for in relationships. And also remember that unconditional love, to unconditionally love your significant other, means to affirm positivity. It means to develop patience with one another, the same patience that you would want. And it means to have that passion, that will and desire. And we'll go into these a little bit later on in the year, but I just wanted to break down to you what I think unconditional love means. Remember, it means to love beyond those flaws and faults, those mistakes. It means to grow together, and it also means to respect each other's differences. So is unconditional love real? Yes, we can do all that, but remember what I said, we can't do it because we lack the patience and we lack the mindset nowadays. If you want to talk more with me one-on-one about unconditional love or your relationship issues, you can feel free to contact me at www.loveinspiry.com/services or email me at inspire@loveinspiry.com, and we'll get you set up with an appointment over there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching today's video. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about unconditional love? Do you think it's real? Let's have a deep conversation about it below. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Have a blessed Wednesday. I don't want to say that.